Justin, getting your hands on an electric vehicle this year seems awfully challenging. Kudos to you again for getting your IONIQ6 at MSRP. If we're going to buy an electric vehicle next year, what models should we be thinking about? What's kind of like your top 5 list? What are you most looking forward to next year when it comes to EVs?
Yeah, I'm really excited for 5 particular EVs that are hitting the road at some point in 2023. Most of them as 2024 models, but we all know how the model year thing works. Surprisingly,
Time out. We all know how the model year thing.
Tesla
None of us know how the model year thing
Tesla
works.
doesn't even do model years. Zach, I've got a surprise for you, and I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but there are 2 Chevrolets on my list of 5 EVs to look forward to. Does that surprise you?
How much are they paying you?
I cannot disclose this information. Yes, the Silverado EV. If I were in the market for an electric truck, which at times I've thought about it, I would be waiting for the Silverado EV. I'd be passing up these F-150 Lightnings with outrageous markups. I'm sure the Silverado is going to have its own set of problems, but let me tell you why I'm so excited for the Silverado EV coming in late 2023. Faster charging. So it's powered by the Ultium electric platform that GM has spent over $1 billion engineering. It better be good, right? Well, it is. It's capable of up to 350 kilowatt charging speeds. That's fast. So with a truck, you're going to be having a really, really large battery pack, and that alone is going to mean that charging is going to take longer. But you're going to be in and out of there in most likely 30 minutes or less with the Silverado EV, whereas it might be more like 40 to 50 minutes with the F-150 Lightning. It also just has a bunch of cool gadgets. It has a slide-through bed where you can basically open up behind the back seat and slide objects in and out. That's pretty awesome. It has a lot of vehicle-to-load capability, which the F-150 Lightning also has, but the Silverado EV is better. It's got 10.2 kilowatts of vehicle-to-load output. Does not qualify for the EV tax credit, so that is going to have to come into play with your financial decision-making. However, who knows? Maybe there will be an update to the tax credit by next year. I don't know.
Yeah, no, the Silverado EV looks super compelling, and obviously we're seeing more and more investment in different electric pickup trucks. Heck, we're even expecting Dodge to be announcing, or excuse me, Ram to be announcing their 1500 EV anytime soon. So yeah, I understand why you'd maybe wait for the Silverado EV, especially while those Ford F-150 Lightnings have $30,000 to $50,000 worth of markup on them. All right, what else is on your list?
Yeah, so the second Chevrolet on the list is the Equinox EV. Now, this is probably the one that I think has the most hope for making an impact, like with mass EV adoption. Because what's the one thing we really need in electrification right now? Well, I'd say there's 2 things. We need more chargers, and we need lower prices. Those are the 2 priorities right now. Well, GM says that late 2023, they're going to introduce the Equinox EV for around $30,000. Now, Zach, I just dug into the details, picked through GM's press releases, and I found a few details that might change just how excited I am for this particular model.
All right, let's hear it.
They say that they're producing a fleet variant. You know what I'm thinking, don't you? $30,000? That's probably going to be the bare bones fleet variant of the Equinox EV. So, I mean, still, even if the Equinox starts at $35,000, $38,000, that would still be reasonably priced once you consider the massive fuel savings of going for an electric crossover SUV versus an Equinox combustion version that gets like, I don't know, 26 miles per gallon. The savings are there.
Thinking about getting an extended warranty? Go to joinyaa.com and check out our pricing there. There's no obligation, no spam, no robocalls. YAA for your extended warranty.
Not to mention the fact that the average electric vehicle transaction price last month was over $64,000. So yes, an out-the-door price around $40,000 would be heaven sent in this market and open up electric vehicles to a lot more people. Also, you mentioning the fact that there's a fleet variant of that vehicle also makes me wonder a little bit about the Bolt's pricing at $26,000 and what that'll actually be. But anyway, we can save that for another video. So 2 Chevys on your top 5 list of EVs worth waiting for next year. What else is on the list? Not another Chevy.
No, number 3 comes way out of left field. You probably haven't even heard of this automaker before, but it's Fisker. Fisker has brought the Ocean to market. Now, this is ironic because back in 2012, Hurricane Sandy brought ocean water that literally dashed the dreams and hopes of Fisker's original hybrid sports car. Literally, these cars sat in salt water, and it caused them to go bankrupt. But here they are again with the 2023 Fisker Ocean. Can you believe it, Zach? They came back.
Nonchalantly.
It took them a decade, but they're back, and they've decided to name their flagship EV the Fisker Ocean. I don't know if the irony is intentional or not. I don't know. But why am I excited for the Fisker Ocean? Affordability, range, and fast charging. Not to mention, it's also going to qualify for incentives, which the two Chevys I mentioned won't unless there's a revision to the tax credit. But anyways, the Fisker Ocean promises up to 350 miles on a charge for the upper level trims, which as of right now, pricing is going to start around $38,000. But if you want the 350 miles of range in the upper level trims, that's going to cost you about $68,000. So the price can get up there. But I mean, even the lower level trims, 250 miles of range, fast charging, supposedly over 200 kilowatt speeds. That would be good. I mean, a very tech-forward design that a lot of car buyers are looking for in 2022, and I'd imagine next year too.
Yeah, no, all right, I'm interested. Plus, they've got that interesting lease program that I know a lot of people are potentially interested in testing out. So, yeah, Fisker's got some momentum behind them. Let's say they've come back from their saltwater experiences.
Yes, momentum indeed. And next up on the list, the Hyundai IONIQ6, which we just recently learned about when Hyundai finally decided to unveil the exterior and interior designs. We don't know a lot about the specs of this EV yet, but the fact that Hyundai is making a sedan cool again in 2023 gets me excited, because I know a lot of enthusiasts out there are sick and tired of everything being a crossover, not to mention a sportback crossover. Would you agree?
That and also everything's either an electric pickup truck, what you were just mentioning with the crossover / hatchback kind of look. Sedan would be an awesome option on the market. Obviously, super early to know any of the specific specifications or anything like that, but damn good looking design. So I understand why it's on your list. What's the fifth one? There's got to be some sort of like out of left field option on the table, yeah?
I've got a trick up my sleeve, Zach, and I don't know if you're going to be too happy about this one. So didn't you say just a few minutes ago there better not be 3 GM EVs on this list? There better not be 3 Chevy EVs.
You really put a third Chevy on the list?
I snuck it in there. Let me tell you how. The 2024 Honda Prologue. Prologue. Yep. It's going to be built by General Motors and completely powered by General Motors' new Ultium electric platform. So,
wow,
it's a GM with just a different badge on it.
Fascinating.
Sneaky.
That's really fascinating.
Like how I snuck that in there. Well, I have a lot of hope for the Honda Prologue because it's essentially going to be the Equinox EV with a Honda badge on it. It's going to be the same powertrain, roughly the same size. It's a crossover. And the pricing is supposed to be relatively affordable, but Honda is not spilling the beans on pricing as of right now. But what's important is that Honda has not brought any fully electric vehicles to the U.S. market yet. This will be their first. They've got one in Europe that's mildly popular, but this is a whole different ballgame going off of GM's really impressive Ultium platform. I look forward to this, and I can't wait to test drive it.
I'm super interested at the fact that, already automakers are kind of incestuous. Like Hyundai Kia, owned by the same corporation. Daimler owns Mercedes-Benz and owns Geely, which owns Volt. Like, they're all, like, the family tree of automakers is super interconnected. And then you have these strategic partnerships where you're buying a Honda, but it's a General Motors product. Super interesting.
That's
so
wild.
To run it back, we've got 2 Chevys, one kind of Chevy. We've got the Equinox EV, the Silverado EV, the Fisker Ocean, the IONIQ6 from Hyundai, and then the Honda Prologue. That seems like a pretty interesting list. And again, if you're sitting out in the market right now because you don't want to spend $64,000 for an electric vehicle, waiting for one of these might not be a bad move.
There's a few affordable options on this list, especially the entry-level Fisker Ocean, Equinox EV, Honda Prologue. Be looking for these EVs to bring more affordability to the market, and hopefully you won't have to settle for a slow-charging, really poor range affordable EV. These budget-friendly options should be pretty capable for those who like to road trip and whatnot.
Did you just take a shot at the Nissan Leaf? Is that what I
Yes,
heard?
I did.
Okay. Just wanted to.
Shots fired. Pow pow.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.